How's it going? Welcome to my Hunter Patch 8.2 guide. I'll be covering pretty much everything there is to know about a Hunter in a rating scene, a Mythic Plus scene in this guide. So, yep, I'll get started. First off, I'm going to bring up MS Paint. So I've created MS Paints for this guide. So you can just like pause, screen capture, take it in, and fact checking inside the websites, whatever you want to do. Anyway, I'll bring up the first slide here and I'll just get roughly into explaining how everything works. So, first off, we have my little MS Paint guide here with talents, benthic gear, and whatnot. So I'll just give a brief explanation to everything. So, my talents, Killer Instinct, best talent in a row, just out of everything. One with the pack, that's sort of the new talent that all hunters are running now. It used to be you used to run Chimera Shot for focus and for like multi-target. Third row doesn't really matter. If you're doing Mythic Plus, you might want to take Camouflage. Natural Mendi's not too bad too. Trailblaze is pretty good just for the extra movement speed in general. Fourth row, Murder of Crows. Murder of Crows, it's really good. Fifth row in, you can go with anything here pretty much. Post haste I find really good. Blinding shot, I feel like a min-max player, maybe that might be the talent for you, but hey. The last two talents have got Stomp and Aspect of the Beast. They are a lot better than the other talents on that row, as far as I know. So that's that out of the way. You'll pretty much see every hunter running the same exact talents. Maybe change to Camouflage, maybe change to Blinding Shot, depending. But they're situational talents that don't really make an impact on your DPS at all. So next thing to mention is benthic gear. Everyone's gone crazy about benthic gear. Now I've just actually started playing my Hunter again. This is probably the 9th day I play my Hunter. I've currently got it to about 430 equipped, and I've only ran the normal raid once out of the ratings at the moment. But I can still make the guides because I understand the class to an extent. Anyway, here are 3 benthic pieces that you might look at wanting to get. Depending on everything, braces and waist are pretty good. With that said, 425 gear with sockets are pretty good. Any piece of gear with a socket is usually worth 10 to 59 levels, depending on how good it is against another piece. So a 425 with a socket might be equivalent to a full 40 or a full 45. The added thing with benthic gear is with the effects. So you look at these braces and you see 425 socket. You can equate that to a 440 arm level. However, with the effects, that then bumps it up to say 445, 450, 455, your best in slot, essentially. Now, you may be thinking that you don't want to, go for a socket in your benthic pieces and you just want to buy it outright. Don't do that. You'll cry once you get to 45 and people will make fun of you. My thing with this is like I got pretty lucky when I did this on my previous main, but essentially it works out to roughly be a 1 in 5 chance for a benthic piece to get a socket when you uncover it. And the best way to get a few pieces of benthic gear is just to send them from your ults to your main and keep playing the lottery and trying to get a socket on the exact effect you need. That said, a lot of hunters are running braces, a lot of hunters are running the waist. Same with the hands. These are all pretty good. These might be your best in slot forever, depending. So that's the benthic gear out of the way. Let's move on to your azeroth traits. So right here, I've taken screenshots of Blood Mallet. I've taken some in-game screenshots of everything here. So most hunters are running Dance of Death ×3. Barbed Shot has a chance to equal critical strike to grant you 1k agility for 8 seconds. That's really good now with new talent that we run one with the pack, which increases your wild call, auto shotical. Increases your I'll get into it later. Okay, anyway, so you got Dance of Death ×3. Go try to get 3 of them. They'll basically be your best in slot azeroth traits. There'll be some pieces of gear that are on par with not having a Dance of Death trait. But at the same time, you want to look for gear with you want to have one piece of gear with 1 Primal Instincts at least. If you get a Primal Instincts trait, you can get a charge a barbed shot whenever you cast Primal Instincts. Sorry, Aspect of the Wild. I've gotten the names to these. Yes, so when you press Aspect of the Wild, you're going to charge a barbed shot, and that's a good Azeroth trait to go for. Try to get it on at least one piece of gear, and if not, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, the other Azeroth trait worth mentioning is Undueling Tides. It seems pretty good. And if you don't know what simming is, I might make a video on it in the future. But there's lots of guys on how to sim your character on YouTube. So yeah, just go for Dance of Deaths. Try to get at least a Primal Instinct, and Undueling Tide doesn't matter if you don't get it or not, but the other two, you need them if you want to do big DPS. Moving on to Essences here. A lot of hunters now are running rank 3 Condensed Life Force and rank 3 Focusing Iris as a minor. When hunters get to their second minor unlock, you may be seeing a mixture of all three, or possibly a mixture of Blood of the Enemy. These are just, again, taken off the Blood Mallet website for Sims for single target, so these may change depending on nerfs. We already had a nerf for the Focusing Iris, but yeah, generally, sim your character for the essences, sim your major and your minor, switch them around, see which one is better for you depending on your stats. So that's that out of the way. So yeah, this might as well just be an MS Paint guide here, guys. I think it's just the best way. I've just condensed all the information into like a little thing you can screenshot and whatnot. Next thing I'll go off here is, let's see, what have I got? Alright, we've got... Alright, we've got here trinkets, consumables, and whatever else. So these again are taken from Blood Mallet. Blood Mallet's an excellent website to see what trinkets are simming at. However, sim for yourself, because some trinkets might be better for you depending on your gear and other stats and whatever. I've listed the places that these trinkets drop. So Ashvane's Razor Coral drops from Ashvane. Ashara's Font of Power drops from Ashara. Trinkets from the Keystones, blah blah blah, and so on. That's how much they sim for. I believe that, yeah, you just want to aim for them, pretty much them trinkets right there. There is other trinkets you can aim for, but you probably wouldn't want to go for them unless you get a high Titan Forge in them. Again, sim for yourself. Pocket size computation device comes from a Mechagon quest. Now, the reason I mentioned this and why it's not listed on Blood Mallet is because you can add different punch cards and all that. At the moment, Cyclotronic Blast, the red punch card for the trinket, is really, really good. However, yeah, just sim it, really. That's why it's not on Blood Mallet, because you can add different punch cards, but it's really good. If you have it, use it. Again, sim. Anyway, that's the trinkets out of the way. Take a screenshot of the trinkets you might look at getting. Or just go to the Blood Mallet website. I'll get into consumables now. So, our biggest stat for BM Hunters is crit. So you want to get the mech, Doll's Big Mech. There is the raid thing I didn't actually add here, but there's the raid feast you can get, the big agility one. At the time of this recording, I'm not sure which is better, but always having mech Doll's Big Mech crit food on you is really good. 93 crit. Really good stuff. We have the new big flasks now, the greater flask with currents for 360 agility for an hour. Currently, the best single target potion is the Unbridled Fury, and that gives you a chance to deal extra fire damage, which is really good for a minute. Let's see, and you can use it twice, no pre-pot, and then use it during fights. The augment runes, right? We've got pretty much a new enchant for weapons as well. You want to use the crit enchant for your bow if you're running the Dance of Death traits. That will increase your rotation, all that, and I'll get into that in the next MS Paint slide. Now gems, Leviathan's Eye of Agility. You can get one of them socketed for 120 agility, which is really good. But otherwise, you want to be using the 50 crit gems. They're really cheap across all servers. Then you've got your enchant ring, the bigger new enchant, the 60 crit ring enchant, which is really good as well. And that's pretty much all your consumables. There is like different potions you can use for clear fights and multi fights, but I haven't really added them here. Like, I might put a link to say Icy Veins in the description if you want to go look at little other min-maxing factors. But anyway, I'll get on to the third slide here. So that's your trinkets and your consumables out of the way. Let's see. Alright, so we're getting into the nitty gritty here. You've got your opener, your rotation, and explanation of your abilities here. Alright, so let's just go over your opener real quick. 1 to 2 seconds before the boss is pulled, if you're running Primal Instincts, azeroth trait, press Beast of Wrath, and your potion. Once the boss fight starts, unload 2 barb shots, press Aspect of the Wild. Aspect of the Wild will give you a free charge of barb shot, which lasts for a few seconds. But since you've got a few seconds to just chill out and do your rest rotation, go in and put in Murder of Crows. That's probably your biggest ability you want to use with Bestial Wrath. And then after that, throw up a kill command. Depending here, you want to get another kill command out, but depending, you might want to put another barb shot out. It's really min-maxy here. Yeah. Anyway, an explanation of how your abilities work. Cobra Shot is basically a filler ability. It makes it so you can cast more kill commands. You do not want to cast more than 2 Cobra Shots in between kill commands. It's a waste of focus. The focus is wasted off your kill commands. Less kill commands equals less DPS. Reduces the cooldown of kill command by 1 second. That's pretty explanatory. Cobra Shot doesn't do a lot of damage. Kill command does a lot more damage. That's that. Barb Shot. We've got try to keep your Barb Shot at 3 stacks. Again, so I want to really put this into perspective. When you cast Barb Shot, you can't infinitely recharge it. If you get lucky with your crit chance with this build, you can pretty much have it up a lot of the time, like 90% of the time. But again, try to lay putting Barb Shot back on your targets. So try to keep Barb Shot at 3 stacks at all times, if possible. So if Barb Shot's better running out at 3 stacks, and you can cast Barb Shot, prioritize that at all times. Stacks up to 3 times, and grants your pets 90% attack speed. Aspect of the Wild is best used with Beast of Wrath if you can. I believe it's 5 to 20 seconds in between. If Beast of Wrath is near off cooldown, like within 20 seconds or so of using Aspect of the Wild, use them together. It's worth it. Otherwise, don't delay and just use it. But usually you want to delay Aspect of the Wild if Beast of Wrath is about to come off cooldown, and vice versa. Kill command. If all CDs are used and Barb Shot isn't about to expire, press it. Aim to use it off CD, but prioritize every ability. Kill command is basically your ability that you want to use. That's not a big cooldown, right? But your general rotation outside of CDs is kill command, 2 Cobra Shots, kill command. Barb Shot, you can fill that in with a... So what I like to do is let's say kill command, and let's say I need to refresh my Barb Shot stacks. I use it over a Cobra Shot, for example, because Cobra Shot's just a waste of focus. That's only to reduce the cooldown of the kill command. It's probably the best time to use it. You can use the Barb Shot, and you should use a Barb Shot over kill command if it's about to run out. But other time, try to make it. When you're DPSing, try to make it so you use a Barb Shot in a Cobra Shot slot. And again, refresh late to keep stacks up. Now, how it all works. Now, it's really hard to explain, but hopefully the MS Paint will explain. So, you got your crit chance. Crit is your best secondary stat by far. Dance of Death. Wild Call, your auto shot critical strikes have a 40% chance to reset the cooldown of the Barb Shot. Barb Shot does a bleed over 8 seconds, sends your pets into a flurry for 30%, goes 3 times, 90% for 9 seconds, stacks up 3 times, 9% attack speed, and you get your talent 1 with the pack. Wild Claw has a 20% increase to reset the cooldown of Barb Shot. So, you're going to be getting a lot of Barb Shots proccing. and you want to use them, but you also want to use them instead of using a Cobra Shot, and you want to use them before your stacks fall off, if that makes sense. So that's that. So basically, a basic rotation. I'll just switch my game here. So I'm at the Hunter Lodge here, and I'll just quickly demonstrate. So, you know, you got your opener, you know. So I'm going to throw out 2 Cobra Shots and probably do a kill command and then get a barbed shot off. I couldn't because I didn't have enough haste. But that's why I don't always recommend doing it like that. Where, yeah, you can possibly get a barbed shot in after doing an extra kill command, but sometimes it's just better to do a barbed shot after your initial opener. So I'll try and make more sense of that. So in your opener, I've got barbed shot, aspect of the wild, murder crows, kill command. Sometimes, you know, putting barbed shot straight after doesn't really matter. You know, but you can go for another kill command. But just then, as you saw, I couldn't get another kill command in before having to use barbed shot. So it just all depends there. But yeah, basically, you just want to go. I'm going to stop playing because I'm absolutely destroying the rotation right here. Anyway, let's go on to slide 4 here. So now I've got a, for the Mythic Pluses out there, I've got a little Mythic Plus rotation. You might like it. Essentially, this also affects cleave fights too. If there's 2 or more targets, tap multi-shot. And keep the Beast Cleave effect passive that procs off multi-shot up at all times. After you multi-shot, your pet's melee attack also strikes all other enemies with 75% of the damage. If you have 3 barbed shot stacks, that's 90% attack speed plus 75% of their damage spread to every other target around. It's a lot of damage, and you know, if you're running Mythic Plus, you're probably running the Focusing RS Essence, and you'll be doing a lot of damage, pretty much. Another thing to mention I've left out of the guide here is when to use essences. It's subjective to an extent. Some hunters say use it on your opener. Others say, you know, use it when you have a time down period. I really wish I made this guide a few weeks later, but I kind of want to get this guide out right now so you guys could all see how to just play the class. But it's a very similar to Antaurus Hunter. But yeah, basically, if you're on a cleave fight, for example, this is how you want to do it. You know, just example rotation, right? So you got your multi-shot, you know, keep that up, and, you know, refresh it in the last second or so. And I fucked it up there, see? But yeah, you just want to keep it refreshed. Yeah, you want to keep your barbed shots at 3 stacks. That's basically it. Just keep track of your Beast Cleave uptime and keep track of your barbed shot uptime. I have a weak aura for my barbed shot to see how many stacks I have, and if it's green, it means I can cast another one. If it's red, it means I can't. And it will go back to green whenever I get a proc, right? So I recommend getting a weak aura there. I think I made my weak aura myself, so I might post it in my video here. There might be some on Icy Veins or Wowhead or one of those other websites, but generally having a barbed shot weak aura and possibly a Beast Cleave weak aura would be really good for your rotation, just so you can keep track of stacks. Because I'd be lost without a barbed shot weak aura to keep track of them. But that's essentially the guide. Give me a feedback. I think I want to remake this guide, but hey, at least you have the general information out there. Have a look at the MS Paint images, you know, and have fun, guys. See ya.